Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, May 11th. SPY is currently down about 0.25%. Yeah, 0.28% as of right now after the PPI report this morning showing that the producer price index, producers are paying less for goods. Well, not less, but seeing a slowdown in the pace of going up at least, with the core PPI coming in at 3.2% versus 3.3% expected. Let's go over to the economic calendar so we can get last month's reading with this. So kind of similar to what we saw for the CPI report yesterday, almost at expectations, a little bit below. And our numbers came in this morning at 0.2% versus 0.2% expected for the core PPI, which is up from 0% in March. We had the year-over-year reading coming in at 3.2 versus 3.3% expected. And this is down from 3.4% in March. Then we had regular PPI coming in at 3.4% versus 3.7% for March. And finally, the month-over-month reading 0.2% versus 0.3% expected. And this is up from 0.4% in March. So overall, I would say this came in at expectations, a little bit below expectations, but we did see some rises versus last month with the month-over-month PPI and then the month-over-month core PPI. So that could be taken as negative, which might be why we're down 0.25%. But another thing that's going on right now is our Thursday sell-off. It seems like every single Thursday we're getting a sell-off in the banks. So if you look at what is the popular on Pac Western, this one is down from $6 to currently $4.59, or about 20% as of right now. So basically, short banks on Wednesday, cover on Thursday, and make a profit before the weekend sale. Basically, seems to be the routine for the market as of recently. Western Alliance, on the other hand, isn't down nearly as much. Started at 27.12 at close yesterday, currently at 26. So not really much change, but we could have a similar kind of pattern to what we saw on Thursday of last week. So shorting banks might be a decent idea to get on some puts. Betting on Disney going way down. Guess I won a 50-50. Let's see, Diz. Yeah, they are down pretty heavily from 101 at close to 95. So about 5-6%. So that's a pretty good trade. Personally, whenever I'm doing earnings trades, I won't do just regular calls or regular puts just because the IV is so baked into the contracts. What I prefer is spread options. So if I were to take that trade, I probably would have just said that it would be below like the $99 level, which would have been a pretty easy short. With the put debit spread, buy the 100, sell the $99 put. But I wasn't playing Disney for this week. Haven't really had my eyes on earnings for this week besides what was it? PayPal, which had a major flop. It's down like down from 75 to 63, so $12 for a $75 stock, about 16% after the earnings, even though it was a good earnings. It's a very suspicious trading action in PayPal, but you know, that is earnings for you. You never know which way it's going to go. Even if they have a perfect earnings report, doesn't really seem to matter too much. Markets are very irrational as of lately. But yeah, SPY is down about 0.25% as of right now to 412. You got resistance at 412.80. I believe that was the morning open of yesterday. No, sorry. The close of yesterday. You have 413.50. As well as 413.88, 414.54, and then you got supports at 410, 408.87, yesterday's low, and 408.46. We got my eyes on Qs right now. Assuming that this is gonna drop off of its yesterday's highs, which was 326. Right now we're at 325.82, so we're pretty close to that level. Just got a few puts here. We're right below 50 on the RSI, but right at 52. So no decisive move yet for there. SPY seems more decisive to the bearish side at 32 RSI, so very, very weak. Let's check out our banks again. Western Alliance at 26 still, not really changed. Is this, it's not paused. Not yet, at least. And then Pac Western is the one that's really getting hammered at 458 currently. But not really big moves off of the open, interesting enough. You would have expected a much larger move on the open, but not experiencing that quite yet. There's a lot of volume coming in, though. For that first minute of trading, there's been 1.5 million shares traded so far. So lots of action going into banks today. Pac Western. It's already down by 25%. I think I'd rather take the trade on Western Alliance in sympathy, but I think Pac Western is the one that actually had news behind it. Their deposits fell by 10% just within the last week. That was the big news that sent them down this morning, down 25%. But I'm thinking about doing a Western Alliance sympathy trade with it. I don't think that there's going to be any particular news just for Western Alliance today, but the puts on it are somewhat cheap. They're only $250 for next week's expiration, so you're not spending a ton. For the 26 put is what I'm looking at right now. Even if you go deeper in the money, like 27, your break even is 24. And you're only paying 300. You're only paying 280 actually. So very cheap on the puts for Western Alliance as of right now. Probably won't pay more than 310. I'd like to get them at 3, but we'll see if that's the case for me. Oh, I'm at the ask. Oh no. That's weird. I did not get filled at the ask price. Okay, I guess I'll pay the extra $10 for it. Oh, god dang it. All right, I should be able to get it for 300. The ask right now is at 310, so I don't see why I wouldn't get it. Okay, for some reason Robinhood is just screwing me up here, trying to sell this order. I don't want to sell a put on Western Alliance. No, thank you. Even though I put buy. Very strange. All right, I got in at 300 there. So new options alert. Just bought into Western Alliance put. Not sure if it'll be a day trade or a swing trade. It depends on how quickly we move. But just bought a put for it. And again, Pac Western is the one with the big news today, and why they're down 28% is because of their deposits falling by 10% in the last week. Pac Western got halted. Yeah, not too surprised there. Not too shocking. All right. QQQ has fallen as of right now. Let's see. These puts that I bought are going for 186. I'm looking to sell them for 200. Obviously, they haven't reached that yet. But that is my goal, is to sell them for 200 based on my expectations of QQQ pulling back to the important 324 level that we kept pivoting at yesterday. So my expectations is that we come back down to that level. We're getting pretty close already at 324.69, and these options are going for 184. All right, that Western Alliance put us gaining a little bit at 315 as of right now. I'm going to add that to the bottom over here so I can keep a tab on it. Western Alliance. Chose next week's expiration. All right. Yeah, they're going for 3, which is exactly what I bought them at. The spread is widening for the bid-ask spread at 285 and 330. So probably due to volume slowing down for it, I'm assuming. All right, QQ finding some support down at 324.50 at the moment. SPY caught some support too, it seems like. Still down 0.4%, but ended up pausing at about 410.60 is what it's looking like. Bank of America to the moon. Yeah. Bank of America, JP Morgan, all the big banks are going to profit off of this because they're just going to steal all the deposits. JP Morgan's down 1%. Let's see. BAC is down 1%. So banks overall are still down, but it does really benefit them in the end if they're able to take those deposits away from the regional banks that were paying people out the higher interest rates, whatever, like 4%. And now they're moving their money over to moving their money over to Bank of America or JP Morgan that are only paying them like 0.01%. The monopolization of the banking industry basically is what that is. Where's Powell to say? Oh, man. The banking system is sound and resilient. They just sell off every week, okay? Everything is fine. There's no worries here. Everybody thinks a new bank is going to crash every single weekend. Man, that bid-ask spread on that put is crazy. 340, 275. Wow. All right. Well, looks like past 5 minutes we've got that support. We are trading very weak for QQQ right now at 35 for RSI. So that does give me a little bit more hope for this. But my worry is we do get a rebound. I don't really see why we would rebound at this price, though. I think we would still come back down to 324, but we'll have to see. My puts are still up at the moment, about $60 after I paid $260 for them, so about a 25% return as of right now. You got that 325.15 mark to look out for. Think that was yesterday's open. Yeah. No, actually yesterday's close was 325.15. So watch for the 325.15 mark. That'll be break even for QQQ today. Let me zoom into this so we can clearly see where levels are at. We are getting some consolidation here for QQQ, so could be a decent scalping opportunity as well. The puts that I got are going for 170. I would probably go with the 325 puts though, if I wanted to scalp it. And those right now are going for 106. Well below book value. Yeah, it seems like every bank is trading below book value. Even the good banks are getting crushed in valuations. Grand Risings. Donut? Dunkin' Donuts, I'm assuming. No, Krispy Kreme. Down 14.44 from a high of 15.65. I mean, there's not that much, I feel like there's not that much interest in buying Krispy Kreme stock. So probably just bid-ask spreads. You have an 8-cent bid-ask spread for a $14 stock. So just not a lot of trading volume going into it, which makes it a lot more volatile. You could see it go in either direction just based on that. All right, looks like we're recovering in the QQQ. Back to break even at 325.14. The 325 puts are going for 95 cents now. So quite cheap if you expect QQQ to be in the red today and not be able to go positive or hold positive at least. Looks like Western Alliance might be recovering right now. Yeah, currently trading at 27. These puts are going in and out of the money since it's fluctuating. Do I do any fundamental analysis or only technical? Just watching out for like CPI, PPI reports, macro data, keeping up with that. And then earnings, looking at like price to earnings ratios. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of the tech stocks have insane price to earnings ratios, but they just keep getting bid up because everybody thinks that that's a safe haven whenever banks are failing. So markets are super irrational, which makes fundamental analysis a lot more difficult to kind of stick by. Like even the economic reports that have been coming out, CPI, PPI, the reactions are just kind of off compared to what they have been. So it's kind of difficult to really follow that. But yeah, I do trade around big reports like that, CPI, PPI. And then obviously like FOMC meetings. It's where I get a majority of my trading done. Lately, I've been doing a lot of scalping, but I usually swing around big economic events. Nvidia has entered the chat. Let's see. Nvidia down 0.5%, not really moving too much. Not really seeing much movement at all for tech, it seems like. Apple is down 0.25%. Nvidia was down half. Microsoft is down 1.5. That's actually a pretty decent drop. What else? Tesla down 0.4%. So all of the big tech names are actually down. Let's see. Google is actually up 5% today. Huh. Interesting. I'm thinking Amazon is probably up too. Yeah, 0.3%. So these two stocks were kind of beaten down after the earnings. Now they're gaining a little bit of a back. I think Google, that's a new monthly high for sure. Almost a new yearly high, which is 123. Still about $6 to go for it, but Google doing really well this morning. Probably saving face for the QQQs at the moment. I'd imagine if it wasn't for Google going up 4 or 5% today, you probably wouldn't see QQQ in the green right now. Meta. Yeah, I always forget about Meta. Up 1.2%. Google said AI a few times. Yeah, the algos love it. Just buy as soon as it says it. Buy as soon as they say AI anytime. It goes up. Either AI or layoffs. One of those. Stock goes up like crazy. Algos love it. Western Alliance up to 27.80 right now. Yeah, these puts are getting smashed right now. Let's see, Western Alliance. Let me copy paste this so I don't lose it. Yeah, 27.80. Was it? Pac Western is still down 24%, but recovering after they got halted. All right, QQQ's managing back down after just barely going positive. Now it's down 0.1%. So that would have been a good short position at 325.15 yesterday's close. Did not take that, but still got my puts for the 326 strike that are going for 165 at the moment. Do I do zero data expiration? Yes. Usually if I'm scalping, it'll be zero data expiration. Well, I guess pretty much all the time that I'm scalping, it's zero data expiration. Just because they have the most move to them. The VIX is up 6.5% today. So this is pretty typical Thursday action. Again, the banks are selling off, which makes the VIX pop to like, usually it's like 18 to 20. Let's see, last Thursday we went all the way up to 21 last time on Thursday. So we might see the VIX pop into like 19, 20, depending on if we get a decent sell-off for SPY. Right now it's down about 0.6%, which is pretty sizable. But again, that 410 support is very, very strong. So not sure if I would be a betting man on SPY below 410 today. Baby is liking the market today. Yeah, she's liking the profits from my QQQ puts. Gotta afford her formula somehow. $1,800 for a... Jesus Christ. For a phone? Like, at that point, you have a laptop for that fucking price. That's crazy. Next thing you know, they're going to put AI in, like, Chromebooks and sell them for, like, $5,000 or something. That's horrible. $1,800 for a phone. Imagine the processing power that it would need for having AI built into it. Like, that would be a pretty crazy chip that it would need. I'd imagine cooling that chip would be a pain in the ass. Alright, looks like we got a double bounce. We're at a 324.60 for some reason on QQQ. Not sure what the significance for that price level is, but it seems to want to stay above it for right now. RSI is still slightly bearish at 41 right now. So probably going to retest 325.15 yesterday's close again. Dave. Oh, man. All right, there we go, past that 324.60 mark again. Still holding them. Still holding it for right now. That Western Alliance put us sinking right now. Western Alliance at 27.90 still. Pac Western at 479. The highest that it's been since 9:30. Oh yeah, they want to do 24-hour trading. It's just to steal your money because the bid-ask spreads are going to be so damn wide. You're not going to be able to trade options, obviously, 24. One of these days, I feel like they're going to make options like available 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and that's going to be horrible. Because the bid-ask spreads for those are just going to be so damn wide. Nobody's going to want to trade at freaking 8 in the morning or 8 p.m. All the institutional traders will be at home just chilling, drinking some beer or something, or whatever their drink of choice is. So you're not going to have any liquidity. What's the explanation? Thursday sell-off on banks. Or I'll say late week sell-off for banks. Is typical. just going into the weekend, people are worried about the next bank to go belly up. Western Alliance, I figured would go down with Pac Western, but both of those recovering at the moment. Pac Western at 493 right now. Western at 29, actually. Almost to the heights that it's been for the past week at 32. Oh, expiration. My bad. Expiration is next week, 5/19. I can't read. Thank you for catching that, Dave. Because I did not. Alright, very flat trading action today. About a 50-cent range we're finding ourselves in for QQQ. Kind of the same thing with SPY, it seems. No, SPY's more aimed to the downside, to 32 in the RSI, very weak. But QQQ is still hanging on to that 324.60 level over and over and over again. Kind of hesitant to buy more puts on it. Just because of that support for SPY at 410. That's what I'm mostly worried about. But every time it gets to break even, it falls down. And then every time it gets to 324.60, it just rises right back up. So you could flip those. Right now they're flipping for 82 to 129 at the best. 120. So we might be able to buy the 325 puts. Now they're on the upper end of that range. You want to look for asymmetric risk. So buying these at 88 would be ideal. It could run after you get the break of the 324.60 level, but I would rather snag them cheaper and ride that than buy it at the top. Good morning, Peter. How did I learn trading? Just practicing it basically every single day for the last 3 years, and then I've been trading on and off for 6 years. I was going to college at the time, so I didn't have time to focus on it, but then dropped out of college, and I've had all the time in the world to focus on my trading since 2020. SPY above 409 should be good. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty solid trade. That 410 level is very strong. Yes, I did end up buying a put for Western Alliance. Pac Western is the one that has the major news, and it's down 20% today, though. So my expectations was that we would have a sympathy trade, but not really happening right now. Western Alliance is actually up 5%, while again Pac Western's down by about 20%. IWM is getting hit the worst right now, down 0.6% to 173. Actually, Dow is down 1.1%. But IWM kind of finding itself in the middle of the range that it's been in for, let's see, since May 25th, so about 3 weeks that it's been in this range. Usually whenever the regional banks start to sell off pretty heavily, IWM gets hit the worst, so wouldn't be too surprised if we're down to the bottom of the range in the next couple of days, down to like 170 for IWM. All right. These QQQ puts are getting cheap again. Down to $1 each. They were down to 92. So every time they're hitting about 90 a piece, they get bought right back up. So I think I'm going to try to enter that. For a scalp, looking to buy QQQ 325 put at 90. Right now they're going for 94. It's a little bit more expensive than what I'm looking for. Not sure if I'll be able to get into the trade, but we'll try our best. QQQ. My 326 put is breaking even right now. No, it's actually up $35. Yeah, every time that it's approaching that 325.15 level, it just bounces right back down. Very, very tight range. 41 RSI, so slightly weaker. I don't think that I'll be able to get these at 90. But I'll have the order ready. So I'll just have a limit order at 90. Doubtful on getting filled for it. SPY's almost down to that 410 level though. So SPY would have been definitely the easier short of these two. 26 RSI, so a lot weaker. A lot easier to take puts on when they're super weak like that. And just like clockwork, QQQ gets bought up right above 324.60 again. It's a crazy tight range that it's found itself in. All right, still have my limit order for 90. Should be getting filled. One contract in. All right. I literally just got filled on one contract. Place the order for 10. And now they're going for $1. So probably not going to get those. I got one at least. Now they're going for 105. So a whopping $15 of profit since I only got one. That's unfortunate. Oh, did I actually get more? It said I was able to I wasn't able to cancel the order because it got filled. No, I only have one. That means that there's still 9 to fill, so I don't know why I wouldn't be able to cancel. That's strange. There we go. All of these candles are having this super high wick. So it seems like every time that it tries to pop, at least in the 5-minute chart, it gets sold right off. It's such a small range too. Like 40 cents. All right, now we might finally have the breakout. Again, I'm looking for 324 here. Next level of importance if we do break to the downside. end of day for SPY. I'm thinking that it's going to hold the 410 level. And then the low for yesterday, I think that would hold too. So definitely above 408.87, probably above 410 today, would be my guess. And maybe ending the day at like 411, 412, somewhere in that range, back to the morning start. Looking at banks, you're looking at PacWestern only down 15%. It was down 25% in the pre-market, so that one's recovering. That should help the sentiment for SPY. All right, QQQ back to 325 again. So this back and forth continues, unfortunately. SPY's getting closer to that 410 level. Yeah, that's the typical action you get from SPY. It'll drop a ton and then it'll recover all of it. All right, looks like I'll buy some more. They're going for 85. We're back to the close. I think I'll do 4 more at 80, 85. All right, so now I've got a total of 5 of them. Average cost is, let's see. I'm trying to check. Where is my average cost here? 85. All right, so keep focus on the 325 put that I just bought. We're right back to that 325.15 level where we closed yesterday. It's very, very close. I opened 5 of these at 85 average. Now they're going for slightly less. At 81 cents for the ask currently. Approaching 50 for the RSI, so this does get a little bit dodgy here. But if we do manage to get back to the bottom of our range, these would go for about 105 to 110. And that's where we've been stuck since the morning open. SPY is recovering here. So yeah, you got that bounce at 410. Per usual, probably going to go back to 412 again. Climbing back to 50 RSI here. All right, and back down for Qs. We went just above that 325.15 mark, but could not hold. Just above it. All right, I think I'm gonna deleverage out of my 326 puts, just in case we don't continue to trend down. Would like to get at least a little bit of profit out of today. These are going for 145. I bought them for 130. I could just deleverage out of the 325 puts instead. I think that would be the better of the two. They're going for 90, and I bought them at 85. 5. So keep I here. All right, they're going for 95, 99, 100. All right, we might actually break this range. 105. I think I might be able to get him out for... Looks like $1 is the most they'll give me for right now. I love it if a SPY breaks 410. Yeah. It just doesn't seem to want to crack that level. It tried it the first time. Didn't succeed in getting below 410. We'll see if it succeeds the second time. Pretty doubtful on it, but wait and see. And for QQQ, it's just right above 324.50. Failing to go below that. RSI is more bearish now at 41. So we got close to 50. So a rejection of 50 would mean that we're going to continue to be bearish, but you just got to clear these lows first. Western Alliance is popping back down 27. PacWest down to 20%. All right, here we go. Retest of the lows and probably a bounce. Take some profits off the table. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll sell a couple of them. I bought 5 total. And we're trading right at the bottom of the range again, so I'll sell 2 out of 5 at $1 a piece. Still holding on to 3. Sold 2 at 1. So $30 profit so far on that. SPY's right at 410 again. So the critical 410 support. Yeah, Robinhood does suck with their order types. I agree. Limit orders are the worst because you never know if you're going to get filled or not. Market orders would be way more useful. And they could make a lot more money on market orders too. Because with a market order, you're just buying the ask or selling the bid. Which is what people just do naturally. That's the natural price of an option. All right, we might finally have the break. QQQ just below 324.70. And again with the bounce. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're putting in the limit order, then the market makers know what price you're going for, whereas the market order is just done right away. Front running your orders through the market maker. Yeah, it seems like 410 for SPY is equal to about 324.60 for QQQ today. SPY going down very certainly at 33 RSI, but QQQ is not so certain about its fall at 46 right now. Just such a tight range that it's found itself in. It's kind of ridiculous. It's literally just burning the time off of these puts. They were going for about 86. Now they're going for 77 just because of the theta burn on these options. All right, SPY again bouncing at that 410 level. So I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back to 412. Just going back to 50 RSI. That's what we've been doing for the last 3 days in a row. Just having these decent sell-offs, but then recovering all of it back for the rest of the day. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're back to 412. maybe within a couple hours. Let's see. Let's check out some 411 SPY calls. 411 calls are going for... No way, these are going for 170. How are they that expensive? Damn. Even when I was trading at 410, they were at 130 for an out of the money put. That's unusual. Very unusual. The 411 calls going for 90 for you? Am I looking at the wrong day? It's gotta be right. Yeah, I have tomorrow's expiration. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, they're going for 95. That I can believe. They were going for 62 when we were trading at 410. We finally broke out of range for QQQ. But similar to the last time that we went above 325.15, sold right back off to the level. My puts are going for 72 now. So they're super, super cheap. If you just expect us to be in that range again and again. RSI is at 47. So if we expect SPY to come back down to 410, we could make some profits here again. Timing is quite uncertain though. Every time that it goes above that 325.15 level, it just sells right back off though. Every single time. So I think I'm going to snag two more at 75. Yeah, I'm in at 75. Open 2 at 75. So that should bring my price down a little bit. Let's say my average cost. Oh, I sold those at 75. God damn it. $75. When I meant to open them. That's genius. Oops. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that sucks. Now they're going for 85, so that would have been a nice little scalp, but I duped myself. All right, now they're back to 75 apiece. That's the calls. No, we're not going to do that. Cancel that. Oh, Robinhood. Why'd you gotta do me like that? Yeah, they're going for 92. Rough. And now we're back to the lows at 324.75. Classic. So I'll keep the one that I have still open. I sold two at 75. I bought them for 85 initially. Let's see. Read through this. Bought them at an average of 85. Sold two at 85 times 5. Actually, 85 times 4 plus 90. 430. 430 minus 2 times 1 minus 2 times 75. So only lost about $5 so far. So I'll keep the rest. Yeah, it looks like we finally broke that support level. Now we're headed down for QQQ. That would have been a really, really beautiful trade. That's upsetting. RIP to me. Happens to the best of us. Yep. Would have been not a mistake on Thinkorswim. I really got to move that money over. Pac Western still down 19%. Western Alliance is actually coming down a little bit to 27. Back to in the money for my put. Those 325 puts are going for 105 right now. Seems a little expensive with the time decay. Might be a better price at like 85 to 90. The 326 puts are almost back to their highs from this morning. Currently at 180. They went all the way up to 196. So almost $2, which is the goal that I'm setting for these 326 puts, which is about 10% more. Whereas they could drop to about 128. So no asymmetric risk right there. It's not an ideal entry if you're going to buy more, but we'll see how it plays out. Right now, we're just right at 324.50. SPY's at 420 for 410.34. So probably going to retest 410 again. Still don't think that it'll close below, but if it keeps on knocking, one day it'll enter. Patience level is trash, getting caught in the range. Being on the opposite end of the breakout. Yeah. Yeah, if you bought the tops, sold the bottoms, right now you're doing pretty well for these QQQ puts. The 325. You're flipping these between about 80 cents a pop and a little more than $1 each. Kind of thinking of taking the short here, but I know that I'm overpaying for these options, so it's less appealing of a trade to me. All right, we're right at the lows. Oh, there we go. We ended up breaking. Well, just for a second. All right, so our next support's going to be the 324.11, which was yesterday's open. Right now, we're just about 30 cents above it. Man, they are discounting my 326 puts, I feel like. They're going for 185, so the assumption is that Q will be break even of 324.10. So only another 20-cent drop is what the markets expect for the 326 put. There we go. Just another like 10-cent drop is all we need. There it is. So now you might get some momentum started. We're at 35 for the RSI for right now. Those puts went to 120, 130 almost. And it looks like we got that support just above the open for yesterday. Low at 324.12 versus the open yesterday at 324.11. Literally a penny above. There's like no extrinsic value at all for the 326 puts. They're at 195. So the break even for these is 326 minus 195 or 324.05. Crazy. Looks like SPY keeps catching a bit at 410 too. So that's probably why you got that small bounce. Last 5 minutes, it went down to 410.12 and bounced right off again. Very, very slow day. Slow but bearish. All right, QQQ back to the range from before. So I wonder if we'll get rejected here, if we'll end up going back to 325.15 again. Looks like we're more likely to go back to 325.15 again. And just keep on burning time for these puts. So I think I'm going to get out of my last QQQ 325 put. We're going for 76, which has been the low. But that was also based on the 325.15 level. So these are probably going to get cheaper. Yeah, they're down to 65 now. We'll see if we hold the 325.15 level again or not. 58. They're really killing the prices on these puts right now. Kind of tempted to open more just because they're so damn cheap. But we're at 52 for the RSI, so that's not a great sign for these puts. You want to see it below 50 in order to confirm the bearishness. I think I'll just snag two more 63 and just assume that we bounce up and down, up and down. Seems like the likely solution today. Looks like I got those too late. Now they're going for 66, 65, with the lows just below 60. All right, I'll try to get in at 64. No fill at 64 yet. Don't think I'll get it. We're just going to keep on sinking back down. So I'll pay a little bit more, 66. Hopefully, there we go. Bought two more at 66. Again, we're back to that 325.15 level. So this back and forth trading action could make these pop back to, I would say, maybe about 80, 90 a piece, my guess. I might get out a little bit before. My average cost is now 72, so probably try to get out mid 80s, I'm thinking. Got three of them total. And SPY is just bouncing back and forth between 410 and 411, it seems like, too. So that's your range for SPY. QQQ is a lot tighter. Between about 324.50 and 325.15. Yeah. Gotta be directionally correct. And the time decay on them, too. You have to be somewhat decent with the timing on them. Otherwise, like you're seeing here, if it just trades flat ever since this morning, these have gone from an open price of 68 to 57, even though it's in the same range. They've lost about 10 cents of value just from theta alone. Does gamma fluctuate the delta? Yes. So for every $1 move in the stock price, the delta value changes by the gamma. So for these, it has a 46 delta. Your gamma is 21. So negative 21, sorry. So for every $1 that QQQ goes down, the delta is now going to be 47 plus 22, or 69, right? Yeah. And the highest gamma values that you're going to find are going to be the at the money options. The further you go in the money or out of the money, the lower the gamma value is going to be. Like these 331 puts are negative 0.001 gamma, and then the 320 puts are 0.2027. So at the monies have the greatest gamma value. All right, looks like my puts are getting a little bit cheaper. 60 cents. Still coming back to 325.15. And we're right at 50 RSI, so this one could go either way, I'm thinking. I think I'll close them at like 50 cents a pop if they do end up dropping. That'll be the lowest that these contracts have gotten. Disney. Down 8.5% after earnings. 93 cents versus 89 cents expected. They ended up beating earnings. Not sure what they did on revenue. Let me check. Price target's getting adjusted down from Goldman. JP Morgan the same. Morningstar lowering the price target. So you're having price target cuts across the board on Disney. KGI actually upgraded it to 120 from 115 with the outperform rating. my current trade a weekly or monthly? Let's see. The bank put that I have is a monthly, 519 expiration. The puts that I have, both of them are dailies. 0 data expiration at the moment. Might take on some swings later. All right, looks like QQQ might finally be breaking. Retested that 325.15 level and bounced back off of it, so could stage a recovery here. Still not super confident in that, but my puts are going for 55 cents a piece now. I think I'll close them at 50 if they do end up dropping that much. All right, they're at 53, so getting close. Not trading anything on TQs. Not a huge fan of leverage on leverage. Especially if you're going long in expiration. You'll get too much time decay both on the option and the ETF. All right. Puts are losing 20%. So I'll get out at 50. That's what I agreed to. They're going for 48. I'll put the order in just for 50. Leave it a limit order. All right, out at 50 for those. Out at 50. All right, so let's do the math here. $325s initially spent 336, 150, 132. Subtract 150, subtract 150, subtract 202. $19 loss total. All right, and then we're gonna keep an eye on the 326 put. I'm still pretty confident in that one working out for us. Right now it's down about 50 for the two that I got. I would imagine we would come back down to 325 or 324.50 again sometime by the end of the day. So I'm probably just going to wait on those. And the price before the time decay, let's see, was about 170. So I might be able to get out of these at like 140, 150 later on today if we do end up coming back to our 324.50 level. I'll have an alert down there. At or below. Added 15 instead of 150. Oh. Hold on. Let's review this math. QQQ. All right, looking at the 325s is what I'm interested in. All right, originally spent 336. 132. So I made 2 purchases, 3 sells. 150. Oh, wait. 150, 150 minus 336 minus 202 minus 132. That would be a 370 loss. I didn't open that many contracts, so let me see. I'll just go through my order history here. Make sure I got the math right. All right, so we're looking at the 325 puts. The sells will be positive, buys will be negative. All right. 150, 202, minus 336 minus 90. Yeah, so $74 loss, actually. Thank you for the correction. All right, well, QQQs continue to go up right now at 325.70, so definitely getting a little bit bullish at 60 for the RSI. Last few days at least, though, we have been, going up, coming down to 50 RSI. We haven't really seen any major moves for RSI above, going to 70 or below 30. We've seen it a couple times, but it's been quite unusual. So my guess is we do end up pulling back from 60 RSI, maybe after retesting the high of yesterday at 326.01. Yeah, pushing the highs at 326 seems likely now. SPY back to 412 almost at 411.62. So like I thought earlier, bouncing at 410, going back to the morning open at 412, probably just trading back and forth in that range is my guess. Going to be a very slow day. I don't think that PPI is that big of a game changer, especially given that the report basically came in at expectations. So my assumption is that we're just going to get back and forth trading action. SPY's probably going to end anywhere between 410 and 413 maybe. So I might do an iron condor on that. SPY. I'll set my strike price to 409 just in case. And then the calls, 413. The pay right now is only 22 cents, so pretty small payout. Unless we go with the 410 put. That's paying 30 cents. It's not really that much more, honestly. The risk reward on Iron Condor right now is just not very good, so I don't think I'll take that one, but I think that's probably the most likely scenario we do end up trading between these ranges. You could even do a couple Iron Butterflies, maybe the 410 and 412, 413 strike price. That one ought to work out, I would think, too. Let's see, if you choose 411, go $2 wide. You get paid $127 for 75 risk. That's actually pretty decent. Usually you'd get more, but because of today's flat trading action, the premiums for Iron Condors and Iron Butterflies are kind of shit. All right, I think I might be able to get 127, at least 125 for them. I'll place the order for 127. No fills. All right, looks like I'm going to have to get them at 125. Not even getting filled at 125, even though the ask was 127. There we go. New options alert. Just opened a new SPY for, let me see my strike prices. Don't think I got those. $409, $411, $413. All right. So probably just going to let that burn some time since we're not really moving much today. Probably close it closer to like 2, 3 p.m. Yeah, it's good if it's back and forth for Iron Condors, Iron Butterflies. But yeah, that's the last trade I got for y'all today, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, same time at 9:30. See you, everybody.